Siroli to officially launch our ceremony with a welcome speech.
Thank you, Giovanni. I hope you can see me, or maybe it's part of me. I will try to stay a bit further away. No, I think it works. Yes, I can remove also the mask since now I'm alone in this corner. So it's a pleasure, dear all, to be here with you and see some familiar faces, some of which are actually around the room and some other that are online. But it's important that we are all here together for this important event, which is actually very close to our heart. And indeed, despite the special circumstances, we are happy that we managed to keep the event, even if in an hybrid format. But I guess that throughout these 2 years, we are now very used to having this kind of online and nowadays hybrid meetings. And we are very pleased to welcome some of the people here in Brussels. And we hope that our tools will allow us for the participants also without any issues or those that could join online. As you all know, the success of standardization work depends on the commitment, dedication, hard work of countless of experts who participate in our technical bodies and contribute to the drafting of the standards on a voluntary basis. It's thanks to their expertise that Europe and the whole world benefit from up-to-date standards that improve the quality, safety, and trust of the daily lives of millions of citizens and contribute to the strengthening of the European economy. In this collective effort, a particular role is played by those who accept the responsibility of chairing and steering the CEN-CENELEC technical committees and working groups. This is why once every 2 years, we are proud to pay tribute to our most dedicated, hardworking, and longest serving technical committees, chairs, and secretary through this here a bit smaller version of the award ceremony. This award follows a very thorough selection mechanism that has been endorsed by the CEN-CENELEC Presidential Committee. And the nominees of these awards have been nominated by the members of the CEN-CENELEC technical boards. And they come from a variety of nationalities, expertise, and professional background, and give a good glimpse of the variety of our community. But what they all share are their professional and soft skills, a very degree of commitment, a very profound knowledge of their fields. All this makes them primary representatives of the strengths of our standardization system and example of professionalism, ingenuity, and intelligence that we can all look up to. These awards, friends and colleagues, are very special, and we hope that you are proud of them. Now, I'm happy to leave the floor to Giovanni, who will be your master of ceremony throughout the evening for this award ceremony. Thank you all, and I hope that you enjoy, despite as I said, despite the circumstances and in this peculiar format, this event. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cinzia. Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. This evening, we are going to have a pretty packed agenda, which is good news. Since ours is an evening of celebration, it means that we are celebrating a lot of people, which shows the diversity of our community and the many, many sectors we are active on. We have, I will just give some numbers. We have 5 awards for chairs of CEN-TCs, 4 for chairs of CENELEC, 1 for a joint CEN-CENELEC chair, 3 awards for TC secretaries, and last but not least, we also have 1 Standards Plus Innovation Award here with us today. So just to put some order to the evening, we will start with the CEN awards. All our awards tonight will be given out in an hybrid format, thanks to the relevant technical tools and up-to-date technical tools of the CEN-CENELEC Management Center. So regarding CEN, I will introduce the nominees, and I invite President-elect Stefano Calzolari to deliver the awards to the attendees who are here in presence. Also, to the attendees who are here in presence, I ask them, if possible, when I call your name, to step up and come here and join us here on this stage that we have in front of the camera, let's say. For those of us who are not here, who are following us from online, from their homes or their houses or offices, don't worry, you will get your awards mailed at home. But I see you all shivering in anticipation. So enough words of introduction, and let's move to announce the awardees of the 2021 CEN Awards for Chairs. So the first award of the evening goes to Mr. Christian Wetterberg, the chair of CEN-TC 52 Safety of Toys, who is joining us online. He's joining online, yes. Mr. Wetterberg, you have been chairing CEN-TC 52 since 2012, and throughout your career, you have always shown your extremely high technical skills and commitment, providing exceptional leadership on the topic of toy safety. Mr. Wetterberg, you are truly acknowledged as a world leader among toy safety experts, but together with this, you are also an exceptional organizer and have very high consensus building skills. You are willing to make every effort possible before and during any meeting to pave the way for smooth and successful discussions. Among your many successes, I would like to remind that in your position, you managed to drag through the most significant update of EN71.1 on mechanical and physical properties of toys in its history, showing leadership and commitment. Furthermore, you have been constantly involved with the European Commission in relation to standardization requests on the field. For these reasons, dear Mr. Wetterberg, we would like to thank you for your great service to CEN. Mr. Wetterberg, do you want to say a few words?
Yes, thank you very much. I am unmuted, I think. Yes, thank you very much, and it's a really exciting area to be in, safety of standards for toys, because everybody has a relation to toys, and it's a great dinner conversation topic. Maybe standardization isn't always that, but safety of toys is perfect dinner topic. And if you also add a bit of Lego bricks into the equation, you will have a very interested audience, I can guarantee you. And in the case of toy standards, they basically become the law. So it means that we have fantastic engagement from regulators, authorities, testing laboratories, consumer organization, and obviously manufacturers that gather around the table, or nowadays around the screens, to come to consensus. And it's a pleasure to be the chairman and to cooperate with all these stakeholders and all their knowledge. Not to mention, of course, the fantastic cooperation with the Secretariat, Mrs. Pernille Henriksen and Mr. Peter Damgaard at Danish Standards, and the great support that we get from the CCMC with Jinxia and Claire and Catherine and Eric. So thank you very much. I'm very proud of this recognition with the Technical Body Officer Award. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to you. I think we can have a round of applause. The second award of the night goes to Mr. Ulrich Borchers, chair of CEN-TC 2030 Water Analysis since 2002. And he is here with us today. So thank you for joining us here. We will just squeeze a bit. Come here. Mr. Borchers, during the past 18 years, you have showed your passion for standardization and for the industry. You always bring a lot of precious technical knowledge to the table, whilst ensuring transparency and impartiality. We have also been informed, Mr. Borchers, that you enjoy a high reputation among delegates and experts. And thanks to your many years of work in a leadership position, you are known as an excellent networker and profound organizer, contributing to the excellency of CEN's work on such an important topic for all of us, such as water analysis. For this reason, dear Mr. Barker, we would like to thank you for your great service to CEN. Please join us to collect your award. You want to another one? You can take the picture. Okay. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, it is really a great honor for me to be.
You can also take off your mask if you want.
Sorry.
If you are,
Yes.
I'm gonna move.
Yeah, it's really a great honor for me to be here this evening. And it was really a nice time in this standardization group here. And over the last 2 decades, it was really nice for me to build up such kind network with people, with colleagues and with other experts. And it was really fulfilling for me. And it was really appreciating that I was able to build up so many new views, to learn the views of other people, how they think about things and so on. This was really a nice thing. And I was really hoping that I will be able to chair many more meetings. And I'm really hoping that this will be meetings in presence and not only virtual meetings. Thank you so much for inviting me and for giving me this nice award.
Congratulations very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next and third CEN awards goes to Mr. Steve Denton, chairman of CEN-TC 250 structural Eurocodes. And for him, we are again back online. Mr. Denton, you have been showing an outstanding dedication to European and international standardization in the field of Eurocodes for 15 years. Your exceptional engineering expertise paired with terrific organizational management skills have contributed to making TC 250 work efficiently and obtain pretty important results. What is more important, Mr. Denton, you have always sought to build a consensus with national and European colleagues through significant diplomatic skills, gentle persuasion, strict impartiality, and technically sound and logical reasoning and evidence. All these skills have gained you the respect of all those involved in the Eurocodes work and have led you to become the youngest ever chair of TC 250, as well as an inspiration for all those involved in the industry. For this reason, Mr. Denton, please accept the certificate and the pin you will receive at home in the coming days as a symbol of our appreciation for your overall commitment to the CEN system. Over to you, Mr. Denton, you have the floor to say a few words if you feel like it.
Thank you, and thank you for those very generous comments. It's very kind of you. I'm absolutely thrilled to receive this award, and particularly to do so amongst such eminent colleagues. And I'm only sorry that I can't be there personally and there to enjoy this this evening together. I consider the role that I have in chairing TC250 a tremendous privilege. I think it can be easy to forget the impact of our work when we sit together in committee rooms or we attend Zoom meetings. But the structural Eurocodes are used by over 500,000 engineers across Europe and around the world. They are the design standards for all of our construction activities that account for something over 10% of GDP across Europe. So the impact is profound, and the work that we're doing at the moment on the second generation of the Eurocodes, I think, is one of the largest standardization programs in CEN history. So it really is something that I am immensely proud to be a part of, not just the standards that we're producing, but the way in which we're working together with clear objectives to enhance the ease of use of our standards and to achieve exemplary levels of international consensus. Of course, as everyone who's here today will know, standardization is a team effort. And the TC250 family is a big family. We have something like almost 100 active subcommittees, working groups, task groups. And there are some individuals who I really did want to acknowledge. Firstly, the team from NEN and Mark Lerving for all of their work in contributing to the delivery of our European Commission and FT mandate. The CCMC team, Gonzalo, Eliza, Pavlina, who have just been integral to what we've done, the tremendous support. But above all, the exceptional work of BSI and the truly exceptional work of the TC250 Secretary, Tracy Wilkins, that is just absolutely outstanding. And I'm sure that other chairs will feel as I do that I think sometimes as chairs, we get the credit for what is really the hard work of the secretariats that support us. And it would be remiss of me not to absolutely acknowledge the outstanding work that Tracy does. And then perhaps if I could just finish with a personal perspective, as someone speaking from the UK, and at a time when we occasionally see certain political international tensions, it is for me so pleasing to have the opportunity to play a role in helping demonstrate what we can achieve when we work collectively, when we come together and we collaborate, and to learn and be inspired by my colleagues and friends from across the standardization community. It's something that I derive huge pleasure and satisfaction from, and so it's a very special part of my career, and I'm absolutely thrilled to receive this award. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Denton. Now for the next awardee, we fly back to Brussels. And I would like Mr. Georg Schreiber to join me here. Mr. Schreiber, you have been chairman of CEN-CENELEC 275 Food Analysis Horizontal Methods since 2010, and also of the newly created CEN-CENELEC 460 Food Authenticity since 2019. Together with your exceptional interpersonal and leadership skills, you embodied the position as a chairperson of a CEN technical body in an excellent manner. Thanks to your tremendous interdisciplinary expertise, you have been an indispensable expert, collaboration partner, and leader in European standardization, contributing to increasing the safety of foodstuff in Europe and expanding the range of activities on the field. For this, all European consumers should be grateful to you. Mr. Schreiber, you are a building block of European standardization and a great example of its consensus-based principles. With your personality and expertise, you have created a stable and reliable work environment. For these reasons, Mr. Schreiber, we are happy to thank you for your important contribution to European standardization. Please join us to collect your award and another
to the left, please.
Yeah,
Thank you for your nice words. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You.
And also for you, Mr. Schreiber, if you want to share
Very
some
much.
words, you have the floor.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. I'm also very, very honored to be here. I think it's this award. I mean, in this food area, there's always something going on. I'm from a food safety management office. And so we need standardized methods because food is, of course, as you know, traded everywhere in Europe or worldwide. And so it's very important to have these standardized methods. And I have two very active committees. One, the 275 food analysis, they have 14 working groups with really very engaged conveners. And the new one, the food authenticity 460, they have already 7 working groups, very active food authenticity, or the methods are needed to fight food fraud, which became top on the agenda after the horse meat crisis in Europe. And then the authorities said, okay, we need to fight food fraud, and CEN reacted very fast and created this new technical committee. But I must say, I really, like Mr. Tenton, have to thank the secretaries of the committees and of the working groups. They really do a great job. I had Carola Seiler from Germany and Tom Reisler and Axel Baumann. They really manage all these documents. I'm always very impressed how they keep their overview. And so it's very easy for me to be a chair of this technical committee because of this work of the secretary. I thank them and I thank you very much for this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schreiber, and congratulations again. Now, we stay in Brussels for once, and for the 5th and last CEN 2021 Technical Body Chair Award, I would like to call Mr. Frank Lamé, the chair of CEN-TC 444, Environmental Characterization of Solid Matrices, here with me. Hello, hello, Mr. Lamé. Dear Mr. Lamé, you have provided an impressive contribution to standardization all through your professional career, playing a key role in merging 3 TCs, CEN-TC 292, characterization of waste, CEN-TC 345, characterization of soils, and CEN-TC 444, which is environmental characterization of solid matrices, as we already said, into a single one in 2020. With this, you set a great example of a more horizontal approach in response to market developments and showed excellent leadership. Your technical expertise, understanding of the sector, and effectiveness are strongly acknowledged and make your work as a chair very well appreciated by delegates and experts. Allow us then, Mr. Lamé, to present you with this certificate and this pin as a symbol of our appreciation for your overall commitment to CEN and for the big contribution you gave to standardization. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Your words, perhaps.
Yeah, you learned.
Yeah. I've started standardization in somewhere back in the 1980s, and I don't remember the year exactly. I've been involved in national standardization, ISO standardization. I've been chair of ISO TC 190 for, I believe, 16 years. And then moved slowly on to the European sector, where we started with the soil team under SABE, the strategic advisory body on the environment, and acknowledging the importance of a real technical body on soil that moved us to 345. And then we realized in the environmental sector, the importance of cooperation between the different environmental TCs. And that actually evolved in working together with waste and soil and all the other environmental TCs. Ulrich is here already. Also, we have a relation with water as well, but that's another sector, so it's not really our work. All that work has been done by experts and not by me. I'm simply the chair, and I'm happy to chair the meetings. And I think it's very nice to see all those people again and again and trust each other in an international context and work together on something which is for the better of the European community. And I'm very happy to chair that. And I'm really honored by this certificate because I wasn't really aware of the fact that it existed. So it's a kind of a surprise for me, but I'm very happy to do so. And as has been said by the others, well, first of all, the experts are extremely important, but certainly also the secretary is important. And I invited our secretary, Marleen Schoenmaker, to join me here today for this ceremony. So it's a big thanks to her from me as well.
Thank you, Mr. Lamé. And actually, you provided me with the assist to move to the next award. As you are aware, since 2017, the CEN-CENELEC Presidential Committee has introduced an award for the recognition of the work of technical committee secretaries, who have many of the people of the awardees until now have reminded are substantial contributors to our standardization activities. So for the CEN Technical Committee Secretary Award, I would like to invite Ms. Lisbeth Landfeld to join us here. Ms. Landfeld is the Secretary of CEN-TC 442, so 442, Building Information Modeling. CEN-TC 442 is a dynamic committee developing horizontal standards for the building sector with a lot of engagement from members and a large number of liaisons, and is also active internationally under the Vienna Agreement. In this context, Ms. Landfeld, you provide excellent secretarial support to all members of CEN-TC 442, and your contribution to its achievements through communication, clarity, reliability, and proactiveness is substantial. Everybody has said that, all the people we consulted for this award. So the work you do for CEN-TC 442 is highly appreciated by the stakeholders and members. Ms. Landfeld, allow us to thank you on behalf of CEN for your excellent service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please, you have the floor.
So thank you very much for this this honor. I'm very honored actually, and I would like to thank other people also, because managing a technical committee is really a teamwork. And I'm the secretary, but I couldn't be the secretary alone. So first, I am very thankful to have a strong chair and companion in Mr. Øyvind Roth, who is here with me today, who has a really strong commitment and interest in the technical field of our committee, which is the Building Information Modeling, and who is also very positive and optimistic, and a good discussion partner and a great traveler companion. And I think all of this makes my work very interesting. And we have actually been working together since the very start of European BIM standardization, which I would say was 8 years ago in December 2013, when the CEN Technical Board took a decision to create a working group to develop a proposal for a scope and work program and a draft business plan for a future TC on BIM. And Øyvind Roth was chairing this working group, and I was the secretary. And this CEN TC 442 was then established in early 2015. So, and then of course, thanks to all the working group conveners and secretaries in our committee, it's really a pleasure to cooperate with them. And it also goes for all the experts working in our working groups. It's very inspiring to work with so many of these brilliant persons. And I am so impressed by all their commitment and hours of hard and often unpaid work, all to reach common goals. And we have really become a strong group of colleagues and friends. And this has become even more clear to me over the last almost 2 years, when we have been working purely remotely, and really miss seeing them again, hoping for 2022. And I would also like to point out that our work would not be possible without the amazing infrastructure that this CEN as organization has, and their very strong staff. I must admit that sometimes CEN regulation rules and procedures are challenging, and at times our patience is challenged. But the system works,
and creates an even playing field where issues and disagreements are solved smoothly. And it's very fascinating, I think, to be part of this big European and also global standardization system. So I would really like to thank Laurens Haraldsten, which is our contact person, and also all the supportive people in CCMC, who is helping us in solving our problems along the road. So thank you very much again for this.
Thank you very much. And now it is my pleasure to announce our last CEN awardee, which is the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award, Mr. Ortwin Kostenoble, who is as well here with us today.
On the other side, it's
okay. It's okay. Look, Mr. Kostenoble is a secretary of CEN-19, gaseous and liquid fuels, lubricants, and related products of petroleum, synthetic, and biological origin, and is working group 21. Together with this, he has also been secretary of CEN-TC 383, sustainably produced biomass for energy applications, and of CEN-TC 441, fuel labeling, since their initiation. Okay. Mr. Kostenoble, throughout your career, you have offered invaluable support to the TC work, providing outstanding and consistent results at the various stages of the standardization process over a long period of time. Your professional attitude and exemplary conduct in your standardization work have garnered you the admiration of your colleagues and TC members. For this reason, I would like to leave the floor to a few of them who would like to thank you for your work. Are they okay?
Yeah, I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Super. My name is Ingo Mikulic. I'm the chair of TC19, and I would like to say a few words to you, Ortwin. It's good to see you on the stage, Ortwin. Congratulations. And the reason is Ortwin will leave NEN and will leave CEN at the beginning of the next year. He will take over an exciting role in the outside industry. So we would like to use this opportunity here to say a few words of thank you. On the behalf of the steering committee, Ortwin, best wishes to you. All our thanks for your super performance in all these years. We do see you really as the foundation on which this TC19 is sitting and functioning. Without you, that would not be possible. Okay. Personally, I was amazed how you've been on top really on the things, how many details you've been capturing about all the different work streams, which is really immense and impressive. I admired the politeness and also the inclusiveness, how you've been dealing with the membership in TC19 from all the different industries and all the different geographies in Europe. That was really great. We are currently preparing a kind of postcard for you. There's a membership from NEN and CEN. They will leave their greetings, their photos, memories. We call it a kudo board. It's not now the time to hand it over to you. We will do that later on, but it's really a funny assembly of things and memories, and that will be fun to give that and to hand it over to you. Thanks for all that, Ortwin. I will shortly hand over to Carol Bontoft. She will say a few words on behalf of the working groups.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Ingo.
Thanks, Ingo, and congratulations, Ortwin. As Ingo said, I'm honoured to be able to say a few words on behalf of the TC19 working group conveners. And what already jumped to mind when I was asked to say a few words was Ortwin knows everything there is to know about standards. That's what I was told when I considered standing for a working group convenership role. And I thought, actually, that sums Ortwin up. But the more I thought about it, the more I realised actually it doesn't, because whilst it is true, your knowledge and your expertise is truly outstanding, it actually doesn't cover all the help that you give so willingly to so many, not just in Europe, but actually across the globe, in sharing that knowledge, and particularly the support and the help that you give to working group conveners. You were always amazingly well organised, efficient, prompt, and importantly patient. and you always strive to aid working groups reach consensus. And I have to say, as anyone that's worked with you knows, your memory of what is happening and what has happened in so many interrelated working groups is just phenomenal. Those skills are really helpful to conveners, that's obvious. But I think the friendship and the humour that you've given in addition to all those professional skills makes the job of being a working group convener all the more enjoyable too. So on behalf of all the working group conveners, a huge thank you for all you've done for us and for standardisation, and again for the friendship and the fun over all those years. It's truly been an honour and a pleasure to work with you, Ortwin. We'll miss you being a secretariat of many CEN groups. You'll be a great loss, but I think I can speak for all of us when we say we really hope it's au revoir and not goodbye, and that we'll see you, but in a different role in standardisation. Thanks, Ortwin, and all the very, very best. And I think finally from us, I'm going to hand over to Gerhard Vierle, who's going to say a few words on behalf of working group experts.
Thanks a lot, Carol, and hope you can all hear me. Yeah. Okay. First of all, Ortwin, I would like to congratulate, of course, you with this award. Well deserved, absolutely. My name is Gerard Violet from Shell, and I'm also very delighted to say a few words to you, Ortwin, on behalf of the Dutch Standardization Committee, NEN 310028. I'm a member of this group for already more than 10 years. And it's really because of your dedication, Ortwin, as secretary, that you have such an active group of stakeholders around the table in the NEN meetings. And each, of course, of those people have their own level of expertise and discipline. And that, Ortwin, always makes the NEN meetings so productive, as the great discussions which take place in a very open atmosphere makes all members to actively contribute in a very enthusiastic way. Many, many thanks, Ortwin, for your excellent work and your support to make that happen. I would like to close, because it's perhaps also a long evening for everyone, with to say that it is absolutely a real pleasure for me and for all of the members of the Dutch Standardization Committee to have worked with you as being a real sound professional in the world of standardization. I really wish you all the best and success for the future in your new job. And for sure, we will keep contact. Many thanks, Ortwin, and take good care.
Well, you can really look back with fondness to what you have achieved.
Yeah, sure.
For this reason, on behalf of CEN-CENELEC, we are happy to present you with this certificate.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And best wishes for the future. And second gift.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Auditory work, of course.
Yes. Well, what is there to say? I had in mind some words, but I'm kind of baffled by all the gratitude already given by my fellow standardization folks. Well, thanks everybody. I'm very happy to be here, to be in Brussels after 21 months, where originally Brussels was my second home, and some of my friends already thought that I was working in Brussels and not in Delft. But it has been good. It has been always good. Getting a lifetime achievement is kind of okay. Is 20 years of being secretary, is that a lifetime? I've already heard that it is an achievement. Certainly it is, and it was just coincidental that I got into got an opportunity to get to another job. So it certainly was not the reason that I was awarded this lifetime achievement. I had to get to look somewhere else, but I will still be there with Ingo, with Carol, and with Gerard. Leaves me basically to say that standardization is indeed fun. It does help a lot It certainly helps you to get a lot of friends. I'd like to remember most of the chairs that I had: Karel, Nigel, Alistair, John, Alex, Charlotte, Carol, of course, Ingo, and obviously also Lisbeth, who kind of was 2 years ago before me, because she also was awarded as being a chair. So although the fuels, biofuels seems to be in standardization work that's going on for a long time, and for a lot of people it's old-fashioned and it's old business, apparently it's not, because the people that work in it get awarded for it. And I like to work with it. I'd like to thank, first of all, my wife, Anita, who's with me here, for being alone during the evenings, during the weekends when I was away in the States or globally to talk about CEN. I'd like to thank my colleagues back in the office. They were there when I was away, and they were always showing interest in what I was doing and supporting me, especially my managers, Jeanette and Harold, who allowed me to do this, to explore research possibilities, policy possibilities. So something that you would not normally expect a secretary to do, but I got the opportunity. So thanks everybody. I'm really honored, and I'm kind of shy of all the information and all the words that are said just moments ago. Thanks very much.
And now, without further ado, I'm happy to leave the floor to CEN President-elect Stefano Calzolari, who was such a good award giver, for a few concluding words of this first part. Thank you, Stefano.
Thank you, Giovanni.
You can take off your mask if you want.
Oh, yes. Thank you for your suggestion. I feel like very honored to be here to represent CEN and to speak on behalf of our president, Vincent Laflèche. And I am also very, very happy to be here in person, even in a hybrid situation, because I think this gives to this event even more importance. And I am very happy for this. Dear colleagues, dear friends, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be here today with you in such an important occasion in which we celebrate those people who make our standardization work possible. Chairs and secretaries. Today's awards have shown the impressive variety of topics we work on as a system, from toy safety to Eurocodes, from new technologies to food analysis, up to the environment. We are really involved in sectors that are key not only for the present, but also for the future of Europe. Your efforts, commitment, and skills have allowed CEN to shine and to provide actionable and efficient solutions for the industry. Each one of you is a successful example of the best values of the European standardization system: the inclusiveness, transparencies, and consensus-based approach, its ability to find solutions through patience, skills, and knowledge. These are very important values, and they will definitely guide us in the future. They animate and power our strategy 2030, which sets the path for the evolution of our system in order to contribute to a sustainable, competitive, and resilient Europe. In particular, I would like to dedicate a few words to you, Ortwin. Again, you have always provided a steady leadership, and you are a champion we can all look up to, as your colleagues have kindly shown. Ortwin, you will certainly be missed, but your example will certainly inspire us for a very long time.
This is why, on behalf of CEN, I am glad to thank you for your service and your dedication.
Now we can do this another. Yeah, now we go for the second part.
Yes.
Thank you very much, President-elect Stefano Calzolari. And now we move to the second part of this award ceremony, in which we're going to celebrate the 4 CENELEC TC chairs, 1 joint CEN-CENELEC TC chair, and 1 secretary, still for CENELEC. For this, I would like to invite Wolfgang Nizzilla, CENELEC's president-elect, here with me to deliver the awards. So the first CENELEC award goes to Mr. Eike Friedrich, the chair of CENELEC TC34 Lighting since 2017, who is joining us online. And he left. Hula. What's left?
Giovanni,
Ike
told me, can you hear me? Ike told me he's on the car and he tried to dial in via phone, but he doesn't have the right to speak. So maybe you can help him.
Okay.
If he comes back, I can do something.
Okay, if he comes back,
well,
if he tries to rejoin, we can try to loop him in, because apparently it's not there anymore. But I think we can move to the second one. And
okay, he wrote me some words in case he cannot join, but I think it's better that we wait. And if he doesn't have the chance to speak, then I will tell them. I will tell the words he wrote. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. Of course. I mean, we can move on with the ones, and then we come back every.
Okay.
We see when he comes back. Of course. Of course. I mean, So let's move up to another award for a moment, and this award goes to Mr. Jacques Perronnet, the chair of CENELEC TC64 LV Electrical Installations and Protection Against Electric Shock, who is here with us tonight. Dear Mr. Perronnet, throughout your career as chair, you have demonstrated strong commitment to the principle of standardization, such as impartiality and consensus building. You have also been a strong supporter of the importance of collaboration at the international level in the framework of IEC, supporting the process to transfer European needs and standards to the international level in the framework of the Frankfurt Agreement. Mr. Perronnet, your work has contributed to the development of standardization in electrical installations in Europe and in the world. For this reason, we are proud to deliver this award as a symbol of CENELEC's recognition. Congratulations, Mr. Perronnet. Thank you very much.
What is the award? Okay, with the needle for it.
Thank you very much.
And the additional gift I place here.
Thank you. Mr. Perronnet, the floor is yours.
Yes, so a few words for the TC60. Oh, sorry. So a few words for TC64. So TC64 is quite an important standard because every of you use one of these standards, which is for the electrical installation. And if you have the electricity in this building, this is because you use the standard made by TC64. So in the past year, we have a lot of change regarding the usage of electricity in the building. In the past, it was mainly located for safety, but more and more we dedicate also for standard for energy efficiency, but also the building now produce their own electricity. So we have standard for prosumer installation, and we make a lot of change in our standards. So it's very exciting challenge that we did in the past to still give the standards at the highest level for all the electrical installation all over the world and in Europe. I would like also to thank all my colleagues, because it's not only me, but all my colleagues to make the standard. And what is for me still amazing in the standard, that we have people entering in the room with totally different opinions and ideas. And during this meeting, it was something which is amazing in the standardization, that at the end we find a consensus. And for me, this is the best challenge and the most exciting thing that I found in the standardization world, especially for TC64. So thank you again for this award, and I'm very honored of that.
Okay. Hello, this is Eike Friedrich speaking. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, we can hear you very well. We are glad that you were able to join back. And so,
okay, thank you.
Now we can go back to you. As I mentioned, the CENELEC award goes to Mr. Eike Friedrich, the chair of CENELEC TC34 Lighting. Mr. Friedrichs, your high-level expertise, as well as your sound skills in the lighting sector, are apparent in your national and international committee work and show a high number of successfully accomplished projects, as testified by the more than 200 standards developed. In particular, you have shown great skills in leading European standardization in an area challenged by a dramatically changing market due to LED technology and digitalization. We have been reliably informed while preparing this short motivation speech that your cooperative nature and diplomacy have had a big impact and have led you to successfully collaborate with all involved actors, both within the CEN-CENELEC community and outside, such as the European Commission, the HAS consultants, as well as with the experts of all other national and international standardization committees. For this reason, Mr. Friedrichs, on behalf of CENELEC, we are happy to thank you for your important contribution to European standardization. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, I have to apologize that I'm screwing up the sequence a little bit. So I'm on the road, and at the moment I'm just parked, and I think that kind of stabilizes my connection. I'm trying to follow via the phone, actually. I'm not sure if that will hold forever, so my apologies if I'll drop out at some point. Yeah, thank you for the award. I'm very honored, actually. But I have to add that, well, this is also, I think, awarding my committee, because if the people who are there wouldn't be working hard, there would nothing that you could finally honor. So really my thanks also go to my committee and the good, actually spirit we have there of working in a joint way and kind of arguing, but still finding some good consensus at some point. Yes, and also I think my secretary, Anita Atra, deserves really also to be mentioned, because she's working hard and kind of taking care for minutes and everything. So I've got a lousy memory. So she's reporting all of these things in a very, very organized way. So that also helps our success. And I think finally, there's somebody from CENELEC who is Frederick Nano, who hasn't joined, I think, for quite well, very long. So he's not been there for too long, but he's also, since he's there, really, really good support to our committee. So I think that's all the people that also need to be mentioned beside me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. Now, the recipient of the third award is the chair of CENELEC TC 111X Environment, Mr. Christian Dvorak, who is also following us online. Yes, I see him there. Welcome, Mr. Dvorak. Mr. Dvorak, through the work of CENELEC TC 111X, you contribute decisively to achieve the EU's objectives in such a relevant sector for our common future as the environment. Especially, you have provided enormous value added through your involvement in the discussions on the Waste Electrical and Electronic Equipment Directive. In doing this, you are recognized as an excellent chair by all people who work with you, and you are appreciated for your participation and proactive role. You have also proven to be a very committed and experienced chair. Together with being extremely consensus-oriented, you are known as supportive and inclusive. Your leadership has set a positive example in CENELEC by proactively looking for solutions. This is why, please allow us to thank you on behalf of the CENELEC community for your excellent service. Mr. Barak, the digital floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for having me here online. And like all the people that are online, I think I would really love to be with you, to spend the evening together with you physically today, but unfortunately it was not possible. So I'm really honored to receive this award today. And yes, my favorite subject, which is still my favorite one, is e-waste in TC111X. I started as an expert in the first working group on e-waste in 2011, and then moved on with more and more projects, finally becoming the chair of the TC. And I looked up quickly before the meeting here. We brought out 13 standards on e-waste treatment in Europe since 2012, so a whole series. And as we started in 2012, it was even before the first circular economy package came across. So we were really front runners on this recycling subject here with CENELEC and 111X. And the whole process, I think, helped me everywhere. I really like the process of finding consensus within CENELEC, difficult discussions sometimes with stakeholders from different anchors, in our case, producers, recyclers, NGOs, and to find a common sense on one subject, which is really, really important. And yeah, it helps you everywhere. And so I also thank my committee and all the people who worked within the committee, various working groups. Without them, it would not be possible to achieve this result. And to conclude that, finally, this year, we achieved the goal to go with our e-waste series to the IEC level, where I now chair a working group on international e-waste treatment, and which is, again, very important, because I think the environmental issues or the waste problem do not stop at European borders. So we really have to think this as a worldwide challenge in IEC, and I'm really looking forward to the next challenge there. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Barak, and congratulations again. And now the next and fourth CENELEC Chair Award goes to Beatrice Novel. We already saw her on the screen earlier, the chair of CENELEC TC 205 Home and Building Electronic Systems, and also the chair of CENELEC TC 23E, Circuit Breakers and Similar Devices for Household and Similar Use. Ms. Novel, you have always demonstrated a highly principled and efficient leadership approach, and as a result, you have achieved outstanding results and performance. In particular, you are especially engaged in assuring the relevance of CENELEC standards as a tool for the development and deployment of European legislation. Furthermore, you have also been instrumental in the improvement of the HAS system, providing proposals to increase the efficiency of the procedure and working together with the HAS consultants, trying to maintain an open dialogue and consensus building in the technical bodies. For this reason, we are proud to deliver this award as a symbol of CENELEC's recognition. And as everybody else who is joining us online, you will receive it at your house in the coming days, like very, very soon. Thank you and congratulations again, Mr. Novel.
Thank you very much, Giovanni, for these nice words. It's a real honor for me to receive this award. And as my previous colleagues have done already, I would like to thank the secretaries of the two committees I chair, TC23 and TC205, Giovanni and Marco, for their hard work and unconditional support. Also to CCMC and particularly to Frederic, Noshin, Ingrid and Constant, that are always available for all my questions and always providing solutions to these difficult questions sometimes. To my colleagues in AFME, of course, and to my family who believe in me and support me. We are facing new challenges in our committees to protect these installations, electric vehicle, to deal with cybersecurity. And some of this work is done at international level, but many proposals come from the adoption of homegrown standards or European proposals. So I truly believe in the importance of European standardization. You all may know that it has not been easy in the past years to get our standards published, to deal with the HAS consultant system, with citations, but we will continue working to improve the system with the help of the European Commission, and we will continue leading the international standardization in many sectors. So thank you and congratulations to the rest of the awardees. Thank you.
Now, as you know, collaboration between CEN and CENELEC is an important aspect of our work, and it's pretty important for a growing plethora of horizontal subjects that are coming up. It allows us to take complex challenges which cross boundaries across sectors. For this reason, I have the pleasure to announce an award for a chair of a joint CEN and CENELEC TC. And the winner of this award is Mr. Jörg Endisch, the chairman of CEN-CENELEC JTC 17 gas appliances with combined heat and power. Also, Mr. Endisch should be following us online. Yes, I see him there. Mr. Endisch, since the early 2000s, you have been involved at national, European, and international level, showing great skills in leading standardization on fuel cells. Fuel cells, which is a topic of key importance in view of the current and upcoming energy transition. In particular, you have made significant contributions in managing difficult situations and to solve conflicts in a sector where standardization is often very complex, showing exceptional leadership and consensus building skills. Most recently, you have demonstrated great commitment to the internationalization of work on the subject in the spirit of the Frankfurt Agreement. Mr. Endisch, for more than a decade as chair of JTC 17, you have impressed all those you have worked with your enormous expertise, leadership, and motivational skills. Thank you for your great service to CEN and CENELEC.
Thank you very much for this award. It's a great honor for me. And we started in 1999, and I want to thank at first place Mr. Jean-Paul Vetzolpens, who made it possible and gave a great help to found a joint working group in 2003, I think. And in the let's say beside IEC TC 105 for fuel cells, and I took the chair in 2006, and in 2018 it was transferred to a joint TC with the number 17. I want to thank also Catherine Vigneron for her care all the time, and of course my members in the TC working hard to elaborate standard, and of course all the secretaries, Uwe Klaas, Gerhard Imgrund, and today it's David Uhrmann. Thank you very much. It was not always easy, some controversial discussions, some nice and difficult discussions also with the Commission, and I think we have a good way coming out for the fuel cells. Thank you very much again.
Let us now pass to the CENELEC Award 2021 for the Technical Committee Secretary. This award this year goes to Mr. Luca Reina, who serves as Secretary for the CENELEC TC61, Safety of Household and Similar Electrical Appliances, and who also is joining us online today. Mr. Reina, in your functions, you have always provided proactive contributions to the work of CENELEC TC61. In particular, you are extremely appreciated for your proven ability to manage complex matters and situations through the involvement of interested parties, your strong experience in standardization, and your active participation as a member in many IT national committees, an experience that has provided you with a lot of knowledge of the standardization process, thus contributing to the finalization of TC61's work program on time. For all these reasons, Mr. Reina, we are proud of presenting you with this certificate and pin that you will receive at your address on behalf of CENELEC, and to thank you for your excellent service. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this award. For me, it's an honor to be the secretary of TC61 and manage this TC that develop the safety of the requirement for household, commercial, professional products that are present in all the houses in the European states. I started to be the secretary of TC61 in the end of 2018. And I'm happy to represent the new generation under 35 because this award demonstrates that also the young people can do a good job if we give the possibility. I would like to thank my Italian National Committee, in particular, Mr. Bisentiner, Lignani, and Nafi, who sponsored me in these awards, and also the CCMC, in particular, Noshin, Katrin, Cinzia, Amy, and Gonzalo, who supported me in this standardization of 100 standard under the scope of 61. As said before by CEN secretary, the work of the secretary is a teamwork. For this reason, I would like to thank other my colleagues like Jorn, Jon, Dinand, Danilo, Andreas, Joseph, and in particular thanks to Stuart McConnell from Great Britain, because we did a great job this year. So thank you for this award again.
Thank you, Mr. Reina. And now I'm happy to leave the floor to CENELEC President-elect Wolfgang Nizzilla for a few concluding words.
Yeah, thank you very much, Giovanni. I had a very easy job today compared to Stefano, because the CENELEC guys were all online. But dear colleagues, dear friends, it's also for me a great pleasure to be here today with you and see you face to face, what I personally also missed the last 22 months. I'm particularly proud to be able to honor those CENELEC chairs and secretaries that have shown particular above level skills and commitment. It is you who make all our work possible. You are all different in achievements and personalities, but all of you share a few characteristics: exceptional technical and human skills, profound knowledge of the standardization system, and above all, unwavering passion and commitment to electrotechnical standardization. These, as Stefano before mentioned too, has already observed, are all characteristics that will be key in meeting current and future challenges. Indeed, the electrotechnical standardization community has a big role to play in determining Europeans' future. New technologies that always need new standards. Since the invention of electricity, from electrical motors to batteries, from household electrical equipment or household appliances nowadays to semiconductors, electrotechnical standardization has always provided the necessary framework for safety, functionality, and market deployment, and much more. Thanks to your example, we can be sure that CENELEC will be able to provide key support to the EU, the European Union's twin transition for the years to come. This is why, on behalf of CENELEC, I'm glad to thank you for your service and all your dedication. Thank you very much to all of you.
Once a year, because we have one last awardee. And before ending this evening, there is time for a different award than the ones we had today. Indeed, in our constantly changing world, for Europe to compete, it needs to reap the benefits of innovation. We hear it all the time. It's like one of those mantra that we keep on repeating ourselves. Unfortunately, though, while Europe is one of the most advanced knowledge-based economies in the world, it still suffers from a wide gap between its ability to do research and the one to bring the results of such research to the market. For this reason, at CEN-CENELEC, we have embarked on an effort to close this gap by bringing researchers in innovation and innovation practitioners into the standardization world. One of the outcomes of this effort is the establishment of the Standards Plus Innovation Award 2 years ago. Their aim is to celebrate the role of standards in fostering innovation. The first three categories awarded for this year's edition, which were dedicated respectively to European innovation and research projects, individuals who have contributed to the interaction between standardization and research, and young researchers and innovators, were given out last 5th of October during an online ceremony. But this is not all. Also in this case, we want to thank those in the European standardization system who made this interaction possible. Therefore, we set up a biannual innovation award for technical body officers who are proactively inviting and integrating the research and innovation community into their standardization groups. The winners are nominated every year by the CEN and CENELEC members and are selected through a thorough procedure. So President-elect Wolfgang Mizilla will help me and deliver the award. And for this year, the Standards Plus Innovation Technical Body Officer Award goes to Ms. Sandra Feliciano, whom I am happy to invite here on stage. Ms. Feliciano is a lecturer at Porto Polytechnic and a researcher at the Knowledge Innovation Center. And she has been building bridges between the worlds of academia and standardization for over a decade. During this period, she has been actively participating in national, regional, and international standardization and taking several leadership roles. And she's currently serving as an expert at CEN-TC 353 Information Technology for Learning, Education, and Training. Ms. Feliciano, throughout your career, you have shown great commitment to the interactions between academia and standardization, raising awareness on their mutual benefits. As such, you have been instrumental in facilitating the interaction between technical bodies and research and innovation projects. For this reason, Ms. Feliciano, we are proud to present you with this award and to thank you for your great services to standardization.
And here is the award. Turn it around. I think
Yes,
one
that
picture
might
is
be a good idea.
one picture is necessary. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And Ms. Feliciano, you have the floor.
And you all to get.
Well, thank you so much, CEN-CENELEC, for these awards. Maybe I can take the mask for a minute. I was very honored to be nominated, and I am absolutely thrilled to have won this award. I truly believe that to transform ideas into sustainable innovation, the academia world needs the support of sturdy processes and systems. And from my experience with standardization, both standardization and the other two dimensions of quality infrastructure, such as metrology and conformity assessment, can provide academia with just that. This is the reason why I have been trying to bridge these two worlds, which I believe complement each other in the last decade, because I believe the relationship between academia and standardization is very far from being fully explored. Initiatives such as the CEN-CENELEC Standard Plus Innovation Awards are a great contribution to boost stakeholders' awareness to the matter.
It also serves as a call to action for policymakers, because if the adequate funding instruments are created, many more initiatives to bridge these two worlds can be launched. But as the adage says, it takes a village to raise a child. And I guess that also works for a technical body officer. And I wouldn't be here today if not for an ecosystem of awesome organizations and wonderful people supporting me, which I wish to remember some of them today in no particular order. At CEN-CENELEC, Elena Santiago Cid, Ashok Ganesh, and so many others at CCMC, both the current staff and past staff, for their openness to discuss complex issues every time, to explore new ideas, and to launch great initiatives such as the Standard Plus Innovation Awards. At IPQ, the Portuguese standardization body, Maria João Graça, Carlos Tavares, Jorge Marcos dos Santos, Suzette Sinsin, and Susana Santos for the trust, for the support, and for the enthusiasm with which they always onboard each new project I propose, no matter how challenging they are. At ISO and at BSI, Jose Alcorta, Charles Corey, and Sally Swingewood for being continuous sources of inspirations for me, and for, with infinite patience, never leaving my questions unanswered. And believe me, I can make a lot of questions. At Porto Polytechnic, Olímpio Castilho, Susana Pinto, Dorabella Gamboa, and Wanda Lima for opening our school doors each time I want to host an international technical standardization meeting, being a meeting of 20 or of 400 people, which already happened, and for being a leading example of education about standardization. At FAVUS and the Knowledge Innovation Center, José Manuel Moreira and Anthony Camilleri, and our consortium partners in the research projects for their continuous support to all my endeavors to hand over research outputs to standardization technical committees. Last but not least, the delegates and experts of the technical committees and work groups I participate, my partners in crime, with whom I learn and grow every day. So thank you all, and let's make some good standards in 2022.
So, thank you, Mr. Feliciano, and thank you, President-elect Nizila. Sadly, we reached the end of this event. I know it flew by, but I would like to close this ceremony this evening by congratulating again all our awardees and also all the people who serve as chairs and as secretaries in CEN-CENELEC. It would be impossible to overstate the value and importance of each one of you and of your contributions to the European standardization system. As Sandra Feliciano just said, it's true that sometimes it takes a village to raise a child. And if we can judge from what we saw today, we really have a very lucky and very great village. So congratulations to all. But on this note, I would also like to personally thank all the people at CEN-CENELEC who made this event possible, who worked a lot to organize this event in a hybrid format. So I would like to thank Cynthia, Els, Wallis, Nisqua, Christina, Livia, Ashok, and everybody else who collaborated with the organization. And also, of course, I don't know if they're, yeah, okay, they're still connected. Thanks a lot to all of you who participated to this ceremony here in Brussels or from everywhere else in the world. We hope next year we will be able to host you all here at the CEN-CENELEC Management Center. Now, don't leave because we have some treat for you. I am happy to invite all our guests who are here, of course, to a little reception. You will get some food on your table and some drinks. And we invite you to have a drink and have a few bites with us to duly celebrate our winners. Have a good evening, and thanks a lot to everybody, and see you next year. Bye-bye.
Thank you for hosting.
Thank you for participating.
Thank you, Giovanni. Also,